Hey everybody, this is Rick Thomas from Obsolete Video Services. Good afternoon. Okay guys, I've been working on this IVC-960 and giving you another update on this thing. As you can see, we kind of corrected the tension problem. Now that we got one of John's tapes running on here just as a test to see if any signals are coming out of this thing. We haven't gotten it plugged in for video yet. We're still troubleshooting some issues. But it's interesting how this machine tells you all the issues and problems it might have. As you can see, there is audio on John's tape. It looks like he's got it on 2 tracks. One's quite loud, the other one isn't, so we'll have to figure out what's what. But there is audio on this tape that John gave me, so we know that's for sure. Also, the indicator on here shows capstan and frame lock. Okay? That means most likely this card right here is going to have to be adjusted. There's 3 settings on it to lock the signal, and the capstan's probably not keeping up with the videotape signal because these tapes vary from machine to machine. Looks like whoever had this machine really messed with all the adjustments on it. So I'm going to be busy fixing the adjustments, I can see that. But it shows it needs capstan, and capstan's not frame locking. Obviously it shows you that it's not doing that. And what that means is when you play a video, it's not syncing up, pretty much. It's not locking frame. That's what that means, and it's usually caused by your capstan speed. And that card on there is what adjusts that. And you have to lock that in to get the correct capstan speed. But the machine tells you. It's kind of cool. If the capstan is not keeping up or it's not matching up speed on the tape, it will tell you. And you have to go in there and adjust it to get frame lock. But this thing does have some good audio. The audio is working real well on this tape. So I know John's tape has video on it because he sent it and he didn't know what was on it. Working on this thing. This is a lot of fun. This machine, I'm telling you guys, this thing is a bear. Put the brakes in. I had to really go through a lot of loops on the springs on this thing, on this left side, because the way they have it set up, it just wasn't giving it enough drag. So we had to go in and actually make some adjustments. This is not an easy machine by any stretch of the imagination. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but on the very bottom, that's where your brake drags onto your spindle. And if you look at that, it's got a good drag now. I mean, it's not easy. You got a spring that you have to set. I have no service manual to this thing, so this is a lot of guessing. Without a service manual, you really can't do it properly if you never worked on one of these. This is my first one. I've never done one of these. And this is not like all the other IVC machines, you know, all the smaller units. This is a much bulkier, beefier unit. So the configuration is totally different. So I can't just look at an old IVC manual. It's not going to match because the design is totally different. But I really got to get a manual for this IVC-960. Anybody out there happen to have one, please contact me. I surely do need it. This is a very rare machine. But you can see that this is really state-of-the-art. It has all the alignments and stuff on here. I mean, once you look at the control panel, none of these should be flashing. When they're flashing, you're telling you something's out of whack. Obviously, the capstan's not, the capstan motor is not locking frame, so that's obvious. It's actually telling me that. So here, if you look on the meter there, color seems to be just a little higher. Horizontal seems to be all right. Tack, vertical seems to be locking in. And RF output seems to be just about right. So this doesn't look like there's a lot that's off on this machine, but there is adjustments going to need to be made. There is no question. Whoever worked on this machine or who was using it, whatever tapes they were running from time to time, they threw all the cards out of whack. Pisses me off. Without a service manual, now I got to do them manually. I mean, I can do it, but it's just a real tedious pain in the ass making the adjustments to get them right, especially when you're working on a unit like this. But just trying to lock down tension so the left spool doesn't start unwinding tape like a maniac like it was. But now we got a tape actually playing on its own, and it looks like the tension's pretty good, which is what you want. And you can also adjust the tension for this for this servo tension guide right here, which gives you higher tension and lower tension. That's the adjustment on the front of the unit, which controls the tension coming off of the main reel. There's a lot of adjustments, a lot of configurations to this thing. This is really, to get it spec'd, I wish I had a service manual, but I have to do this by eye. I have to do this by experience of working on these machines. So this is going to be a real challenge. Hope you guys enjoyed this video.